I genuinely try to find out what people have against me, but with my haters, it's a 100% guarantee they will be completely unable to give a single example of anything I've done wrong. And me trying to find out, trying to have discussions with people, ends up getting me in trouble because when people are belligerent and unable to admit they're wrong every single time, somehow that makes me look bad. But yeah, let's see how the derangement has been this week, because we got multiple examples. It's kind of crazy. So, Verlis, you only have yourself to blame for how people react towards you. And I'd really like to know why. Like, this is what I mean. It's like, okay, cool, give those examples, please, and be pretty cool. But instead, I've debunked every claim against me from everyone. June's video provides nothing new. And then on the podcast I co-host, we invited June on. He refused because he can't back up any of the shit he said. And then we went through and proved how June lied about everything or was just objectively completely wrong. It's not against the rules to use Driftblim. It's not stalling to use Minimize or any kind of tanky Pokemon move. It is stalling when you deliberately manipulate the clock as defined by the rules. And then everything else was an easily proven lie. I explained this to people that come at me, and then they're just never able to accept it. So yeah, like, it just proves that my haters only live to be toxic. That without hating me, they have nothing in their worthless, miserable lives, and then they have to project, and then it just gets all kinds of crazy. I try my best not to be toxic when it's already coming off like, nope, you're wrong, there's nothing you can do about it, and you're only ever wrong, and I'm just here jumping in on the brigade. I'm just laying out the truth. And the truth is, you reap what you sow. So now, this, like, see, that's another thing, like, the self-righteousness. And then because of cognitive dissonance, they can't accept that the hatred has made them a completely toxic person through and through. But let's see, you know, all the vitriol I've spewed throughout your career towards people who have at worst maybe cheated in kids' video games. Well, I mean, like, saying it's a kid's video game makes it worse. That actually, like, proves someone has no morality if they cheat where there's low stakes or it's like it's a kid's game. It's designed to be as accessible and friendly as possible, which is also an objective fact these idiots can't accept. That the amount of time it takes and the amount of money it costs to be competitive in Pokemon is lower than every sport out there, and virtually all esports except for, like, Rocket League. That's maybe the one exception esport where it's like, if you want to be competitive in Pokemon, that's one of your best bets to make thousands or tens of thousands of dollars in prize money. And then here we can see people choosing to be worthless, choosing to deny proven facts. It's like, even if Wolfe cheated, okay, so maybe Wolfe cheated. No, it's a fact. And since you cannot accept that fact to begin with, you are just coming at me in bad faith, and you are not here for a discussion. You are not here to be a reasonable person. You're only here to be a part of a toxic brigade because you can't handle being wrong a moment in your life. We haven't forgotten about your crusade against harmless star trees, so games is plural. Except the star trees aren't harmless, proven by the fact that people got punishment for cheating in a game. That they didn't maybe cheat. You don't maybe cheat if you have a star tree on your island. You cheat, you broke the rules, and you are harming others by depriving their work since you're just skipping and cheating, or you're enhancing your island with things that they cannot have. So it makes them feel bad. Cheating is wrong. So this is what I mean. Like, we can't, like, these people can't accept facts, and then even if somehow that gets through to them, they are so immoral, they are so rotten as people, they can't accept that cheating is wrong, lying is wrong, stealing is wrong, so they're just awful, worthless people. This has resulted in you becoming one of the least respected creators in the platform, and you give furries a bad name. Even worse. So, like, oh, it doesn't matter that I'm one of the least respected YouTubers of all time. I give furries a bad name, and that's the worst thing about me. Even though so I'm like, okay, cool. What is a bad thing I've actually done? It's 100% confirmed fact, Wolfe cheats. Other top players I've caught cheating are proven as well, so I've never made a false cheating accusation. Please, where is a single false cheating accusation I've made? Because that's seems to be a big part of your reason for hating me or saying why I'm a bad person, yet no one has ever shown me to be wrong about a cheating accusation. Then I explained the star tree thing. Hacking and rule breaking in multiplayer games isn't harmless, which is why they were punished. They have no examples, so they just have a compulsion to be toxic, and then here's where we see them lose their mind. Also, why would he gen in a suboptimal Pokemon to waste resources? So idiots like you will believe his lies. Seems like a pretty good excuse, but then it's already proven that the Pokemon is hacked. Why would Wolfe risk to close his connections to the Pokemon Company International by genning Pokemon. Again, just another thing for idiots to take the bait on to defend Wolfe. That's the thing, people say like, oh, if Wolfe cheated, why isn't he punished? Well, it's a fact he cheated, so him not getting punished is now about the corruption of the Pokemon Company, because it turns out Cybertron, his friend back in Generation 5, who also cheated Pokemon, works for the Pokemon Company, and then hired on Ray Rizzo, another friend of Wolfe. Wow, so Wolfe is just friends with all the people at the Pokemon Company International and play Pokemon, so he's allowed to cheat. It's just nepotism. There's nothing to risk. All the friends of Wolfe at the Pokemon Company all-in and made him too big to fail, to where he can't get disqualified, he can't get banned or punished, or else the entire scene folds, so Wolfe is now allowed to cheat and do whatever he wants. He's also, like, cheating in his games. He made a community post, or was it a tweet, where he said, hey, who has the ability to hack Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl for me so I could do a challenge? He commissions hackers to hack check teams, which was in his eBay video, where he's just like, oh, don't buy on eBay because they're hacked. Well, yeah, everyone already knew that. Same thing with, like, Wonder Trade and GTS. And when I say that, oh, Verlisify is lying, he's always wrong, not all these Pokemon are hacked, I'm gonna take my level 100 6IV Mewtwo, shiny Mewtwo that I got off the Wonder Trade and use it because it's legit, I got it on the Wonder Trade. Why would streamers and Discord servers risk getting punished by the Pokemon Company by giving away hacked Pokemon through their automated bot? All it proves is that now Wolfe has a hacker in his pocket to get all of his teams hack checked so he doesn't get flagged again for the hacked Pokemon he deliberately brings to events, which has been proven multiple times, which this person cannot accept. And then Animal Crossing New Horizons is a largely solitary experience, so it literally doesn't affect anyone aside from the island owner if they have star trees. How can I report someone in a single player experience? So yeah, his officially posted team was data mined, and the Moltres was confirmed hacked. Play Pokemon is Wolfe's friends, so yeah, I've already, this is how I explain all of this stuff. And then, now the derangement just comes in. The cognitive dissonance has absolutely shattered their brain. Isn't data mining a form of hacking? Shouldn't I be going off on the data miners for illicitly going into the game's files? Just completely ignoring, like, okay, it doesn't matter what they did. The end result is Wolfe is a confirmed cheater. If you cannot accept that fact, then your deflection has no worth here, because again, now you're just a toxic bad actor, incapable of ever admitting that they've said anything wrong, because the only thing they know how to do in their worthless life is hating Verlisify. Secondly, Wolfe is just one person. He likely has zero sway for the multi-billion company that runs the tournaments, except it's not the billions made from VGC. VGC most likely cost the Pokemon Company a lot of money because it doesn't give enough onboarding and doesn't have enough conversion from the 25 million people that bought Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, 26 million that bought Pokemon Sword and Shield, to then have maybe 2,000 active VGC players in North America, none of which are buying games because they're all cheaters anyways. Like, that should actually be the motivation for punishing all the cheaters and permanently banning them, is because they're not even, like, driving any engagement or revenue for the game. They aren't buying any DLC, and then they throw a tantrum and piss themselves if they have to go back and play Pokemon Sword and Shield. So that's like, this is just the argument of an idiot. It's like, okay, if you think that, you also have to look at the facts. Wolfe is a proven cheater. He gets featured by the Pokemon Company. If something was to happen to him, that would be devastating for the scene. So they don't. So he does have a sway in the billion-dollar corporation, even though most of those billions like TCG and Pokemon Go, and not the video games, yeah, because like 25 million copies, $60, whatever. It makes a lot, but VGC is representative of none of that. Also, Pokemon Company International is different to Pokemon Company Japan and Game Freak, and then we also have Play Pokemon, the smaller subset of just the competitive aspect and stuff, which effectively is a rogue, corrupt element inside the Pokemon Company. But, like, yeah, like, see, this person just cannot accept. Thirdly, got the Moltres from a Twitch sub. Doesn't matter, rules say regardless if traded for. He wasn't the one who did it, and I'd highly doubt he'd ask someone to hack in a Pokemon for him. Well, Duncan Can't Die confirmed that he hacked Pokemon for Wolfe, and as we've seen, Wolfe commissions hackers. That's already confirmed. And then the result is that he has a hacked Dreamball Raichu in 2016, his hacked Worlds Raichu, his hacked Perfect IV Legendary Pokemons in 2016, before Ball Caps existed, and then the one in like 100 trillion odds shiny Legendary Hidden Power Generation 5 Pokemon. And then two of his teams got data mined, and then two of his rental And then 2 of his official rental teams got data mined in Generation 8, and they all had hacked Pokemon in them. So yeah, like, this isn't something that happens by accident because you took a Pokemon from a fan that turned out to be hacked. And here's the thing, like, he's the world champion, and he's the most popular VGC player. So if I can spot that, why can't the supposedly better player be able to see, like, oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't trust this, 1 in 30,000 legendary Pokemon I got from a fan if I actually care about being legit in any capacity. Fourthly, is that even a word? So here we just have, like, the fucking neckbeardiest basement dwellery phrasings that we see from complete idiots. Saying that Animal Crossing New Horizons is solely single player is a disingenuous way to respond to me. They are the ones that said it literally doesn't affect anyone. So the only way it could literally not affect anyone is if it's single player. And even by saying, largely solitary experience, well then, you're debunking yourself right here. And I'm catching you on that, or you're just lying and being disingenuous. And then, low attack IVs aren't for berry interactions. I never said that. I said that the nature is an incredibly niche confusion berry interaction. So having, like, a different nature and then minting, that's not suboptimal. And then 3 attack IVs, again, like, okay, it's effectively, it's the same stat. So there's nothing suboptimal about the Moltres, so that's just the person being wrong. And then this person thinks they know more about me, and Pokemon tries to, like, squeeze in instruction about how Pokemon works when they completely misunderstood. They can't comprehend my understanding of Pokemon, so then they just make up stuff. The irony here being is that in Wolfe's video where he used Toadstool at regionals, he said, like, oh, low attack IVs don't matter. You don't need to worry about it. Because, again, if Wolfe actually admits to any of these interactions he's done being difficult, then shows he's a cheater and he's been lying about it the entire time. So, like in his video where he defends cheating at 2023 Worlds, he just deflects and stammers and mumbles and fiddles with his mic and looks away from the camera every time. It's like, oh, wait a second, I'm incriminating myself. Change the subject. It also doesn't matter that confusion was not too common in the era of VGC. Well, then why does the Moltres have low attack IVs at all if it doesn't matter, according to you, even though it matters? And then it's suboptimal by having 3 instead of 0, but it doesn't matter because there's no confusion. As your toxicity is seeping through, calling your detractors morons isn't as pure-hearted as you like to tell yourself. Except I'm just stating a fact, which has already been proven so far in the video, but the conversation continues. That's another thing. It's like, oh, this gets me in trouble because people say, like, oh, you're straw-manning, or you're ad hominem of calling people idiots. It's like, no, this is what I do every single time. I debunk them again, and then I call them idiots. Or if they don't watch the first 5 seconds of the video where you're like, hey, here's Kurt data mining Wolfe proving he's a cheater. If you say anything opposite to this, you're an idiot. Well then, yeah, like, you are an idiot. By definition, by fact. And then even though it took them about an hour to respond to me, I barely get that much time, and then the silence is deafening. They think this is a winning argument. They think they beat Verlisify right here. Here's why I had the realization about, like, the eBay video, where it's like, wait a second, like, that I should have made more of my video about that, where it's like, now Wolfe commissions hackers to check his team so he doesn't get caught cheating. You're avoiding my point. You use data mines as evidence, yet you act all holier than thou, and that video was done to show people to not buy Pokemon from eBay. So again, like, this thing that everyone already knows, you're an idiot if you pay money for Pokemon, which violates the TOS anyways. So, like, even for example, Wolfe is breaking the TOS and then using hacks for an example everyone knows about. It's not a valid PSA, but here's we can just kind of see, like, it's a net positive when Wolfe cheats. Because they are that brain broken, and when I say, okay, so Wolfe's a cheater, by your own admission, they completely shatter and say, nuh-uh, you can't call him a cheater. It's like, well, we have all these examples from it. Then I say I'm not avoiding anything, my comments aren't showing up, that's just YouTube automatically holding, which is another crazy thing. People are like, oh, Verlisify's deleting comments. Anyway, the news covering a crime isn't the same as them committing a crime. There's no hypocrisy on my end because I say, don't break the rules. Follow the rules. I'm not breaking any rules by viewing someone else's data mine, by just covering the facts. That now Wolfe is a confirmed cheater. I don't have a hack switch and I was looking into the team myself. Someone else did it. That's now news. That's now public information. Covering that public information violates nothing. And even with that, Wolfe commissioning people for his eBay video to hack on his regard, a direct commissioning of cheating, isn't as bad as me viewing the proof and covering the proof that Wolfe is a cheater. So, like, this person is completely lost. It's against the rules to buy Pokemon, so his PSA has no value. Like, everyone knows he has multiple hatched Pokemon. Also, with the Animal Crossing thing, I catch him on his lie. You said, and I quote, The nature for incredibly niche confusion berry interactions. So now, like, this is again, delirium, derangement, a complete detachment from my reality that is observable in 100% of the people that are against me. Because, like, yeah, I said that. And didn't even say anything about the fact that the Moltres was 3 attack IVs and he minted the Moltres. This is why he minted the Moltres, but for some reason, you made it about the IVs while I'm talking about the thing that you're upset at me for. Also, if Wolfe had empirical evidence and not the some claims by a lunatic that has an unexplained hate boner for the most inconsequential things in the world, then he would have 100% Okay, now, this run-on sentence is impossible to keep track of, but I highly doubt, like, yeah, so, brain rot nonsense, I highly doubt that Wolfe would have anywhere near as much sway within the VGC community. We are watching it in real time through this individual, through you, right now. It's a proven fact Wolfe cheats and commissions hackers, and you still say maybe and if, and you get mad at me stating those facts, and then that somehow, like, oh, but, you know, if the VGC community knew he cheated, then he wouldn't have any sway. Well, you idiots just can't accept the fact, which is why he has sway, and why he keeps lying about it, and then defaming others, and then lying, cheating, stealing at other Pokemon events. So yeah, he also passed the infamous World's 2023 hack check, so even if he cheated nearly a decade ago, he changed his ways. Except the Moltres is not a decade ago, that's last generation, and also as shown in the eBay video, well yeah, he's always going to pass a hack check, because he has hackers hack checking all of his teams now, after getting caught very recently, in the last couple of years. Then we have Wolfe defending cheaters at the 2023 World Championships, and also whenever he does like any of his team builds or breakdowns and analysis now, all it exposes that he knows absolutely nothing about how to legitimately get Pokemon inside of the game. Again, now it's just like mumbling and stuttering as he tries to explain game mechanics and then like fails shiny coughing. It's like, wait, how do you fail that, but you were able to successfully get shiny legendaries back in Generation 5? With hidden power and perfect IVs. You can get 2 Endeavor Raichu events that are 1 in 25 million soft resets each in a month, but a shiny coughing? Nah, that's too much. That's too much work for you. And then low attack IVs don't matter, even though shiny, perfect, hidden power Pokemon with low attack IVs before then. So all Wolfe's video shows that he's incredibly incompetent at Pokemon, which is why he needs to cheat, and he can't win without cheating. So, you know, data mining is evidence when it empirically is a form of hacking. Again, the hypocrisy. It's like, it doesn't matter. The fact is Wolfe cheats and you can't accept it. So somehow, it's wrong that someone else hacks and then I cover that, which isn't even me cheating, to prove that Wolfe is a cheater. So it's worse I'm not cheating. And I'm bad even if I was a cheater, but Wolfe isn't bad if he's a confirmed cheater. See, like, the projection of their hypocrisy, or just whatever is shattering in their mind, is right there. Hacking is only good when it directly benefits you. Except I'm not commissioning it directly. I'm not doing anything directly. And also, apparently, hacking is only bad when I do it, but it's fine when Wolfe does it, occurring in this person, because they're a hypocrite. Kids who don't know better, and parents that know even less, wouldn't know about the legitimacy of bot Pokemon. I mean, TOS, it's right there. Ignorance is already covered for in the rules. You're still cheating regardless, and no one, like, if something's too difficult for you to get yourself, because it takes dozens of hours or incredible game knowledge and effort inside the game, then you're not just going to get it for free, or it's not going to cost $1. Especially when hacking is such a problem, but you kids can't accept the fact of how much hacking is in the game with, you know, every top VGC player, 99% of VGC players being cheaters, but then that just kind of goes like inside the game. It's even worse, because there's no competitive rules where you get banned if you get caught cheating. Almost every team on the ladder has a hacked Pokemon in it. That was kind of proven back in Generation 8 with Team Peak, and also Kurt's data mine data that pretty much every Golden Go is hacked. Who would have guessed that the tedious, annoying Pokemon that's a competitive staple is hacked? Same thing with like Ursaluna and stuff. So like, these kids, they play dumb. Well, actually, it's not, like, they think they're playing dumb, and then they're winning the argument when they're actually just idiots that can't accept the facts while cheating. So I debunk them the same. This has been like talking to a brick wall, funny at first, but becomes boring. So again, this like mid-wit, better than you condescension that we kind of see sprinkled into these comments. Have fun in your misery. This is why I call it projection. So I try to find if there's anything I've done wrong so I can correct it. And then the brick wall says, I'm wrong for proving Wolfe is a cheater. It doesn't matter if he's a cheater, but he never cheated. You're just bad, Verlisify. Great. So, like I said, it's been weird with all the derangement and idiots coming at me lately. It's not even because of June's video. It's just like, this is the regular, but because Verlisify always right, because I keep asking non-stop, please, someone find a single thing I've done wrong, and they are completely unable to, and Wolfe just gets more and more exposed as a cheater as well. Like, they can't hold it together, and then it just gets crazier and crazier. So this was on my Pal World randomizer video. Aren't you a hypocrite for posting something like this? You said before that you were in favor that Japanese law said if you modify a game save, you can go to jail. And you thought that it should happen to the US because modifying game saves is a form of cheating. Am I not a cheater by my own definition by making a randomizer playthrough of the game? Pal World, with a now officially launched randomizer, and even without an official randomizer, the devs openly condone modding. It's not cheating to do what the devs allow. And these people are just so evil, so toxic and rotten to the core, that when debunked, they can never own it, they can never accept it. The randomizer may be officially supported, but would you be against a randomizer had Game Freak somehow gone back and added one to a previous game? Well, that is nothing like what is happening here anymore. That Pal World is an actively updated game. Game Freak isn't going back and adding randomizers. They've never made a randomizer, so everything I've said holds up. There's zero hypocrisy. I have been completely consistent. No cheating. Respect TOS. Respect developers. Don't hack Pokemon. And I'm done all that. I think your logic is inconsistent because I did a randomizer some years ago. Well, that was because Shady Penguin, an employee for the Pokemon Company, did a randomizer and then had to make an update video saying, hey, Pokemon Company doesn't like me doing ROM hacks and stuff, so I had to choose keep working for Pokemon or keep doing videos. I left Pokemon, so they don't allow it, and then I haven't done it since. So I'm still 100% consistent in all of my following of the rules. It's like, oh, wait, if someone that works for Pokemon is very publicly doing this and getting a lot of attention for it, I guess the Pokemon Company kind of allows it now. That seems like an acceptance. And it got so much attention, the Pokemon Company had to go, no, we actually do not allow this. I went, okay, the Pokemon Company has made their official stance on this. I'm no longer doing it. So there's no inconsistency. We don't have any multiverse or time travel that changes my stance. This person was wrong, and they can't accept that they are just that compulsively hateful, that compulsively idiotic, and they just can never admit when they're wrong. But somehow that makes me the brick wall, guys. And then we have the more recent trend of losers that can't cope that there's nothing wrong with AI art. So I have my new profile picture. It's a pretty cool generation. I touched it up. So yeah, this person asked, yo, who drew it? Touched up some Midjourney art, and then they go crazy. So they gotta make it known. They gotta virtue signal. They gotta cast AI art is wrong. So then I just say the facts. There's no theft to viewing someone else's art for training. If that was true, all human artists would have stolen art. This argument debunks every person against AI art for being theft. Because, like, yeah, you post publicly viewable art, it gets used for training. Humans do it, computers do it. Somehow it's only wrong when computers do it. And that's just like the worst arguments or some kind of calls for morality that just have no validity whatsoever. It's edited AI. So, like, what does that mean? You say that like it's a bad thing, but there's nothing inherently bad. It's wrong. Why is it wrong? It's just wrong cuz. And if you ask other furries, they'll agree. So I ask other people, like I ask other people that are wrong, and then they'll agree despite being objectively wrong. So yeah, other people agreeing doesn't change the fact. It steals from no one to view art for training. You can't even argue why AI is wrong. It uses assets from artists literally to make content with zero effort. See, that's their argument. Their argument's like, well, it's bad because zero effort. At least when a human is training off of another artist, it takes effort to recreate it. But it's like, there's no argument here. It takes away jobs. That's not a bad thing. Technology progression is good. It's nice that we don't have children, factory workers, or coal miners anymore, and then we've just kind of seen the progression of many other things. We don't have human operators for phone calls and stuff. Yeah, AI chat support is the worst thing ever, but that isn't a moral argument for AI art being wrong, especially if like you're generating it yourself for your own personal use. So I'm being difficult just because it's me. No, I've explained my stance coherently and objectively, but again, these people are the brick wall. They are the idiots that can never accept being wrong ever, and that's why they project. Like, well, you just can't admit when you're wrong. Bro, you've been proven wrong, and yet you call me the difficult one when you're being difficult. Incorrect! In fact, you refuse to listen to others' sign. Listen to what? What has this person said? It's edited, it's wrong. You must listen to me, or you're just a bad person and being difficult. Without any, like, there's no argument here because they can't make any. They have none. So I summarize my stance as clearly and simply as possible to see what counter-arguments they have against it. How are you taking something if you're just viewing it and it's publicly accessible? Zero effort isn't, like, that's what I mean. It's like, oh, you're incorrect and you're just being difficult. And it's a fact that zero effort makes it wrong. You know, that's not an argument. I wasn't going to commission arts. There's also no jobs lost. Is an artist taking away jobs when they make pieces for themselves? Of course not. Like, yeah, not every artist in the world is entitled to getting commissions. It's not my responsibility to fund people that can't be competitive with great technological innovation. And it's also gatekeeping. Like, the artists are the one being the most toxic, where I can't make something for myself to appreciate and be happy because they're greedy. It's actually, like, such insane hypocrisy. It's like, oh, money, bad. Corporations, bad. Capitalism, bad. And you're also bad if you can't accept being forced into paying me for my service. Their response? God, you're insufferable, because they have zero capacity for discussion. They only have a compulsion to be toxic and terminally online. Funny how you can't counter anything I said. That makes me a dinkoid, ignoring what I say. These like, just self-referential arguments of nothing. Like, you haven't said anything. I'm insufferable, which means I'm ignoring what they are saying because I'm insufferable, and I make furry community and Pokemon community hate me because they are incapable of countering any of my points or making any... There's zero argument made with all of these replies, and yet my take is wrong. Please tell me how looking at art is theft. Tell me why artists are automatically owed commissions and it's bad for someone to source their own art. Looking at art isn't theft. I'm saying AI is. But I just kind of said, like, AI trains by viewing art. Get your head out of here. That's what I mean, like, using AI for art to learn. Oh, but yeah, so it's like, look at art isn't theft, but AI looking at art is theft because they can't draw. So the people that hate monetary greed get livid when you bypass their gate-kept service. So that's all they have is, like, insults. So yeah, like, all AI art does is look at it to train from it. It's not theft by your own words. You suck. And then they just keep on crying. I'm not a nice person. So and then here we go back. See, you might be thinking like, oh, why are we just talking about some AI art weirdo randomly at the end of this video? Because it all goes back to the same thing. You aren't a nice person. If you look up your name on YouTube, you'll have a rotten time. I'm hoping furries see how you're an AI shill. Again, AI isn't wrong. So I'm like, please, there's no evidence of me being a bad person. I've debunked all their claims, like with videos like this, with my podcast about June's video, my tweets, and just facts. So yeah, like, there's never been an example. I always ask, I've never given one. It's guaranteed you won't be able to give a single example of anything I've done wrong. The fact you have that answer loaded says otherwise. See, they can't. It's like, please, give me an example. Then it's always deflection. It's always derangement. So yep, you confirm it. Congratulations. And it's what I keep asking. I don't give them one chance. I give them 5 chances. And they still never give a single example. So then this. Okay, where is a single example here? There's no example. There's no evidence of anything. It's just headlines. Please. Like, okay, sure. Like, this actually debunks them even more. It's like, okay, you're showing me all this. Saying, like, you search YouTube, you find an infinite wealth of things I've done wrong. Surely you can give one example. A single example. Just one. And then the deflection is to always have me watch the videos that they didn't watch, and they want a sentence-by-sentence breakdown, debunking every word of hours and hours of content. When it's like, you know what's simple and easier? Giving me one example to debunk me. Burden of proof is on them to actually prove why I'm a bad person, and they never can. Sorry I struck a nerve. Yeah, stupidity and toxicity strikes a nerve with me. It's always the same thing, like these NPCs. It's terrifying to me because it's always the same response, the same delirium every single time. It's like the stupidity. These people are not human. Like, when someone becomes terminally online, they truly become worthless. They do not have any humanity left in them. And then there's like some base programming in our DNA which just has these same responses every single time. See, I'm winning because I struck a nerve and you got mad. It's like, well, yeah, someone lying about me and being completely belligerent is very frustrating and will strike a nerve with any actual sane individual. So, search name on YouTube. There's a lot of videos you may want to watch. I have watched them. I've debunked them all. So please, give an example. You can't give a single example. Haven't even watched those videos. I've already said I've debunked everything, so just give me one. Your joke is in denial. And now it's like projection, toxicity, just craziness. And then again, with this subhuman programming that all of my haters have inside of them, which is just crazy to me. It's like they go into some kind of delirium of like laughing, ah ha ha, this is so funny, I'm laughing at you so hard right now, ha ha ha, I shared this with all my friends, we're all laughing at you so hard right now. Your hands are shaking. It isn't my problem to disprove, you idiot. The videos are about you. I didn't make them. That's your problem. So it's like, yeah, but it doesn't matter that you didn't make them. If you're spreading lies, then it is your problem if you are spreading lies. That's on you. So once again, please, one example, nothing. You say I'm too much of a coward to watch a video about me, so you watch the video where I debunk everything. Oh no, all these people are just worthless hypocrites that can't say a single thing I've done bad, yet their entire identity, their entire life depends on hating me. That if Verlisify is not bad, they lose everything because they're that worthless. It's unbelievable. So yeah, that's what I mean. It was like, wow, it just ramped up. Dead internet got crazier today, or like this week or something. It really doesn't have anything to do with June's video. It just, again, it's always been this way, and now people get more and more deranged over time, so everything gets more and more toxic. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.